everyone, Wyloch here, and today we're going to paint a miniature.
Don't worry, Bill, I'll take it from here. Today, Bill is going to paint more minis!
Does it need to be so loud?
Yes, I need to be loud, otherwise people can't hear me, Bill.
I was thinking Space Marines.
Does it need to be a Space Marine?
Yes, for the Emperor!
Okay, fine, calm down. In the past, I've painted an Ultramarine, a Salamander, a Blood Angel, an Imperial Fist, and if you're feeling a little chaosy, a Dark Angel. Pick your poison, have fun, edge hiding until your fingertips bleed.
Yeah, you've clearly never made my dungeon tiles. Okay, painting minis. Painting minis, brah? Alright, so I'm going back to one of the most influential videos in my history in mini painting, and 40k in general, which is Miniac's Heavy Metal Salamander. Now, I had bought a box of Primaris intercessors to mess around with. I had base coated and shaded them, but never finished them, so I'm going to use some purple cleaner and soak one of these overnight in it. Next day with a toothbrush, paint comes right off. First thing I'm going to do is use my pin vise and drill a hole in each foot. Then take a paper clip, straighten it out, and snip 2 pieces about 1 inch long, and these will be the pins. Then with some super glue, I prefer gel control super glue, apply a dab at the hole and insert the pin. It drags that super glue along with it as you insert it. About an hour later, should be fully cured. Also going to use some blue tack and some toothpicks to mount the pauldrons and the arms. So here's the parts, and they're all ready to go. Just stuck them into a bit of foam. Since this is a showpiece, I'm going to skip priming and go directly to base coat, and it will be Warpstone Glow. Into the airbrush, along with a couple of drops of flow improver, and a couple of drops of water. So slow and steady as she goes, light dusting passes, and we end up with this. Nice buttery smooth base coats. By the way, I apologize for my frantic camera work this episode, I'm still learning how to use my new Nikon. Next up, Scott says to do all the black areas. So that's the pauldrons, the armor joints, the gun casing, and so on. Now for something that's actually new to me, a recessed shade. 50-50 mix of green and black washes. Normally I just shade the whole marine and move on, so this is my first attempt ever to apply a recessed shade. After a few minutes I figured out that with the right fine tip brush, you can actually load it heavier than you think with the wash, and as you go over those annoying, microscopic armor circuit lines, capillary action will draw the shade in. Here it is all done, but prior to cleanup, I did go back after this and clean up with Warpstone Glow for all those lines. Onward to Moot Green for the first edge highlight. Again, new for me. I normally dry brush. But there is no shortcut. The fact is, if you want to get above average results on a mini, you must learn to edge highlight. It is painful, it is long, but there is no substitute. So, it's all about the right thinness. Just the slightest touch of the brush tip in your water jar, then bring it back and mix around on the palette with the paint. With the right consistency, it should flow onto those edges, but not be a wide and watery, uncontrollable line. Then a 50-50 mix of Moot Green and Flash Gets Yellow. This is a selective edge highlight, only going to do the extreme points of the armor. Then knock out the metallics. I did plate mail for the gun, and gold for the chest aquila and other symbols. Followed by washes, a black wash on the silvery bits, and a very light amount of Agrax Earthshade on all the gold. A little more edge highlighting to do here on the gun, couple shades of gray on the black parts, and a silver on the metallic parts. Oh, and gotta do the eyes. The eyes. Look at this brush. Look at this stupid thing. Ugh. Now let's talk about the base. I took some bits of cork sheeting, broke 2 small chunks, and superglued them to the base such that the feet will be on them. Then I used this Vallejo ground texture and covered the lower area of the base, building it up against the sides of the cork since it's kind of like a paste. I took the marine and dipped the pins in white paint, then touched it to the base to leave 2 tiny white dots which indicate where to drill with my pin vise, which I did. Based the cork with black, then dry brushed it with 2 grays, very simple. Applied a yellow base coat to the ground texture using my airbrush because I hate brushing yellow on the old-fashioned way. I hate it. Then with an orange, a good healthy dry brush all over that yellow, followed by a lighter dry brush of red, and finally a very faint dusting of black, almost non-existent. This is the exact same scheme we used way back in episode 23 for the lava tiles. So now I can insert the pins, snip away their excess length, and apply a dab of super glue around those nubs to secure them in place. From there, all that remains is to add the water transfer decals. And we're about to go to the table to see the final product, but real quick, some reminders. If you like what you're about to see, please don't hesitate to hit that like button, subscribe, reminders, etc., etc. There is a link in the description below for my Amazon storefront. Easy, free way to support the channel if you want. Just buy your stuff through that link. And for all you 3D printers out there, Wyloch's Crafting Goods is sponsored by Heroes Horde, which has an excellent range of high-quality models, including but not limited to all True Tiles lines, which are OpenLock compatible. Also, check out my modules over on the DM's Guild, and remember, $3 patrons get free copies of all my releases. So after 7 attempts, I gave up on the decal. It just won't sit flat on that curved pauldron, so I'll figure that out another time. Anyway, the objective here was to get box art quality results, and I'd say I'm like 50% there. I'm particularly proud of how the eyes came out. This is the best I've ever been able to get my Marine's eyes looking. Edge highlights, little sloppy. It is amazing how much is revealed by the camera up close like that compared to tabletop, because it looks great at 3 feet, but up close like this, you can see those guys are really, really good. And I don't think I could apply this on a large scale. If I were to do a full army, it would take me like years to finish. So again, thanks to Scott Miniac. You should go over to his channel. This is a crossover event, so he's building one of my things right now. And his channel, of course, go there and subscribe if you're into painting miniatures or interested in it. I think he runs one of the 10 best miniature painting channels on YouTube. Really cool recent work with non-metallic metals. If you liked this particular project, here's 2 more that you should go check out right now. Also, enjoy this month's community showcase. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell reminder icon. I am Wyloch, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.